Hello, my friends, and welcome to your class today. This will be a short asana sequence around harnessing the energies and balancing the energies of this harvest moon. So this moon is actually going to be in Aries, and this is very beneficial for getting our personal acts of will done. However, it can bring imbalance of being maybe too concentrated on our individual self. And so we're going to do some balancing sequences or balancing asanas, as well as some asanas for anahata and just some general movement of the body to help bring us into a state of selflessness, of resting in the heart, and of not focusing so much on this individual I. So as we move through this sequence, I want to remind you that I'm simply a guide, and so if at any time anything that I suggest doesn't feel okay for your body or your experience, your sense of being, then please don't do it. It's all just a suggestion, and so really what we want to cultivate here is an opportunity for you to experience your own self, to touch into your own presence, to embody and feel empowered by your own inner intuition and your own being. So again, just knowing that everything that I say is an invitation. That being said, I'd like to invite you to come into Tadasana, your mountain pose. So the feet are hips width, there's a micro bend in the knees. We're lengthening through the spine, rolling the shoulders back and down. The eyes can be closed, or if it's more comfortable for you, then you can have a soft gaze at something still out in front of you. Hands can come down to our sides, and if you'd like, you can turn the palms open. Just doing this subtly brings the energy up into anahata, the heart chakra. Find your breath. Allow it to become slow and long and steady. Bringing balance to the inhalation and the exhalation so that they're equal length. The inhalation being our yin or lunar aspect of ourselves, and the exhalation being the yang or solar aspect of ourselves. And so already just through our breath, we're bringing balance into our being by making the inhalation and the exhalation the same length. Feel your feet rooted against the ground. And know that throughout this class, at any time, feel free to sigh, to release energy through sound, and whatever comes naturally for you as you move through this sequence. A few more breaths, breathing into the heart, feeling as though each inhalation is an offering to the heart, and each exhalation is an offering from the heart. If we must have a sense of identity, if we must have an I am, let it rest here in the center of your chest. Let each breath be like a nectar surrounding the heart, pulling you into this space. And from here we're going to move into a simple warming exercise that actually can be quite challenging for many people, because in order to do it we need to break out of our sense of self often. We need to break out of our mind, and we're going to start just by bobbing the heels, bobbing the knees, and letting the little bit of a bounce come into the body. A lot of our sense of self, our personal self, our identification is here in this body. And whether we know it or not, all day we're holding different asanas that bring energies and identities to this body. The asana of the phone, the asana of the computer, the asana of cooking dinner, the asana of watching TV, whatever it might be for you, the asana of walking and having things to do. And so right here, we're going to shake them out. We're going to shake out all of those asanas and kind of come to a place of zero. So shaking now, not just the legs, but shaking now up into the arms, the hands, shaking the head, and please feel free to, as you do this, let each exhale just And of course it's going to feel weird, and of course it's going to feel a little strange, and that's because we're stepping into a place that's just outside of our identification. We're breaking the mold of the mind. We're breaking past our own personal barriers, and we're starting to step into a kind of freedom. So as I said, this can be challenging. And for others, it can be exactly what you've been wanting for a very long time without even knowing it. Feel free to stick out that tongue and get a little weird with it. Bringing forward all of these stories, these scripts that we've been living by for the last days, the last weeks, the last months, the last years, who knows how long we've been listening to this mental commentary and believing it to be us, and with the big exhale, just let it go. Slowly we can come back to stillness. Come back to the breath. Feel this vitalization, this revitalization flowing through your system. We've broken past some tensions that have been created by the body-mind. And actually we're resetting. The body is not as dense as it may appear to be, as we may think it is. In actuality, the body is spaciousness. And when we shake it out, we break up these molds that we've been holding, and we step back into the spaciousness that we are. Bring your hands to your chest, to your body, wherever they rest naturally. Bend your head. Bow it in reverence to your body, to your heart, to your breath, to this presence, this sense of existence that is starting to bubble up and flow out of you. And from here we can set a sankalpa for the full moon, an intention. And in this sankalpa, in this intention, we use the most powerful words in the English language, I am. And not I'm going to be, and not I will be, or I hope, but I am. So I'm already embodying love. I'm already forgiveness. I am already, whatever it might be for you. Repeating that sankalpa 3 times in your present tense. I am. And we'll take a slightly wider stance with the legs. Left hand over the heart, right hand out to the side, palm turned up to the sky. Keep a nice bend in your knees, and you're going to twist around, bringing the gaze over the right fingertips. Breathing into the right side of Anahata Chakra, the yang aspect of Anahata. Feeling that with each breath, you're pulling cosmic energy in through the palm of the hand. It runs through the arm, and it runs into the solar aspect of the heart. Cultivating and encouraging our ability to give love unconditionally. Some big breaths here, allowing each asana to be like a meditation, not stepping into the story of what's next. Dropping expectations, dropping ideas of how things are supposed to be, and just being here with this breath, with your heart. Inhaling, we unwind, right hand over the heart now, left over to the side, palm up to the sky, twisting around, gaze over the left fingertips, find your breath. Breathing into the left side of Anahata Chakra now, the yin aspect of Anahata, the lunar aspect of Anahata. feeling that with each inhalation, you're pulling this cosmic energy in through the palm of the hand. It runs along the arm, and it nourishes and kind of holds the left side of the heart. Cultivating and encouraging our ability to receive love unconditionally. A few more big breaths here. And then prescribing yourself what you need, either staying with these slow movements from side to side, breathing into the heart, or allowing it to kind of turn into more of a dynamic movement, swinging the arms from side to side. You can allow the hand, as it comes to the heart, to slightly pat or slap at the chest, awakening the heart further. Allow your breath to become more dynamic as well. If you're moving into this faster movement, allow that your exhale is forceful. You're pushing out that stale air. You're pushing out the sense of person. You're pushing out your identity. You're pushing out what no longer serves you. And slowly back to center. Let the arms rock from side to side until you come back to your Tadasana. Palms out, facing forward, slightly pushing the chest. Breathe into the heart. I am. Inhaling, we windmill those arms around, up overhead. Exhaling, we bring them down. 2 more of these. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 1 more. Very good. Rooting the left foot into the ground, we're going to come into a tree pose. Right foot can come up into ankle, calf, or thigh. Striking whatever posture you feel you need today, getting grounded and rooted through the left foot, lengthening up through the spine. Hands can remain at heart center in prayer or in a lotus. Alternatively, the hands can come up overhead. Bring your gaze to something still out in front of you. Let your gaze be soft, your drishti. Have what is called the 1,000-mile gaze. When the Tao Te Ching was written, the 1,000 was the highest number. So really here we could say, have a gaze of infinity, as though you are everywhere and nowhere at once. You see this point of focus in front of you, but you also see for miles in all directions. Holding here. And if the hands are up overhead, you can bring them down to heart center, and together we'll release the leg and go ahead and shake it out. Good. Shifting the weight now over to the right side. Left foot comes up to ankle, calf, or thigh. Whatever you did on the opposite side. Strike a similar mudra, hands in prayer, hands in lotus, hands up overhead. Finding that point of focus, that drishti. Gazing softly, find your breath. You are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And slowly, if the hands are overhead, they can come down to prayer mudra, and on an exhale, we can release the leg and shake it out. Good. Inhaling, the hands come up overhead. Right hand can grab hold of left wrist and we'll lean over to the right side. Not locking the knees, a nice bend in the left elbow. Find your breath. Inhaling, we rise, grabbing hold of opposite wrist, leaning over to the opposite side. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, we'll swan dive forward. Keep a nice bend in those knees if you need. Drop the head, shake the head from side to side, helping to release the muscles in the neck. There's nowhere we are often more identified than in the head. Allow yourself to shake it out, let it go, release here. Feel free to allow some sighs, and then bending the knees as deeply as you need, place the hands on the earth. Inhaling, you can imagine earth energy coming up through your legs. Exhaling, you're releasing what no longer serves you out through the hands back to the earth. So again, you're inhaling, pulling this telluric earth energy up through the legs, getting grounded, feeling supported, feeling nurtured and revitalized. Exhaling, releasing what no longer serves you back to the earth. Allowing her to take that, to transform that into something that can serve us all. Allowing your breath to be kind of cyclical like this, inhaling up through the feet, exhaling through the hands. Two more big breaths. And then placing the hands on the ground, we can step or hop back into our plank. Drop the knees, drop the chest, drop the chin. And coming right down into a belly shavasana. Feeling your heart pressed against the earth. Feeling the supportive energy coming from her. Inhaling, we'll rise up into a mini cobra. So the hands are not supporting us here. They can either be at our sides or back behind us. Breathe into the heart space and enjoy the subtle rise and fall of your head as you breathe deeply into the belly. And you can either stay here if you'd like. You can come into Sphinx pose, elbows tucked in by the ribs, shoulders and elbows stacked over each other, fingers spread wide. One more modification, you can also come right up into your cobra. Wherever you are, whether it be Sphinx, cobra, or mini cobra, pushing the heart forward and breathing into the heart. The heart chakra, Anahata chakra, it's the element of air. Feeling each breath kind of encouraging and cultivating this space. Each breath expanding the area in the chest. This space in the center of the chest is the sacred temple within. Two more big breaths. And slowly we can come back to our belly shavasana, taking a moment here, witnessing thoughts, witnessing the energy flowing through the body, witnessing the experience of the body, witnessing even the witness itself. Not identifying with anything that can be seen. Just resting as the pure knowing, uncoupled with anything, free and spacious. Two more big breaths here. And from here you can either just roll onto your back or come into a seated posture, preparing for meditation. Allowing the breath to become centered in the heart space. This space which is so sacred in so many traditions, so many spiritual paths. And that's because this space in the center of your chest, it's not just a physical space, it's a sacred portal into the infinite self. Allow your breath to run through this space. Allow your attention to abide here. Any thoughts that come, offer them to this space, humbly. Just witnessing whatever rises, whatever experience is there. Any thoughts that come, know that you are not these thoughts. Sensations in the body, you are not the body. Emotions, you are not these either. Breathing into your heart. A few more big breaths here. And if you're lying in Shavasana, you can roll onto one side. Take a few big breaths. And slowly, when you're ready, coming up into a seated posture. Taking your time, there's no rush to get anywhere. Inhaling, we'll windmill the arms around, bring them up overhead. Take a slight back bend, pressing the heart forward, and on an exhale, bringing the hands down to heart center. Giving thanks for this practice, for this breath, for those we love. Letting out any final sighs. And together we'll close by chanting Om Anahataye Namaha. Again, Om Anahataye Namaha. If you're not familiar with this chant, you can just silently listen. And if you'd like to join me, we'll inhale to exhale. And inhale to chant 3 times. Om Anahataye Namaha. Om Anahataye Namaha. Okay, my friends, thank you for joining me. May this practice support you as you move about your day. Sita thanks you for joining us. Yes. Okay, until next time. Mwah.